Hey everyone, my name's Ben, and today I'll be talking about animation in Rec Room. So to get started, we're going to actually make an animation because I feel like that would be the best way to show off the basic controls and yada yada yada. So, grab your maker pen and get an animation controller. Spot it. Now go to your tools and edit. Click on the controller. As you can see, you get this menu. I know this looks a bit confusing, but later on in the tutorial, we'll explain what all these buttons do, but we're going to be using like, I think, like 3 here. So if you try to click anywhere, you see that you can't move anything. That's because we have to connect wherever we want to animate to the controller. For this example, I'll just be using a cube. You know, can't go wrong with a cube. Click on connect. This is like these out there when you would wire, you know, circuits together or whatever. That's the best example I can get. Wire the cube to the animation controller. Now, when you hit edit, blah, 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 you can move it around. By the way, you have this tab here now to actually just easily go to the menu. That's only if you're in the edit thing. I'm saying thing a lot. Frame 0 is the starting frame, so pretty much where you want it to start. When you click on add, yeah, that's a frame. Now, on frame 1, if we move it, you see that we get this yellow line. That means it's moving in the animation. So if you go to frame 0, look at that, it's moving. Now, if we add another frame, you can add as many frames as you want. I'm just doing basic up and down animation. If you move it down, go to frame 0, look at that. Now another thing I want to show real quick. See those blue dots? The big ones? You see how it doesn't like end perfectly? And when it fits that is to go back to your frame where, let's say frame 0 for example. You copy it, back to frame 2, paste it, go look at that. You have an animation. We'll get into all these buttons in a second. If you click on done, see that the animation doesn't move. If you hold down on the execution for play, look at that. Got an animation. Now hopefully I explained that good. I've refilmed this like a gazillion times. I'll break it down in a second, but this is just the absolute basics. Congratulations, that's the bare minimum you have to know. To get into the more complex stuff, we'll be breaking down all the buttons you see here. The time button lets you control the time between frames, essentially how long it takes to get to point A to point B. To get into the more trickier part, these buttons, when you click on them, it goes from linear, ease, and ease fast. Linear is a constant speed, it doesn't slow down or speed up. Ease is when it starts slowly, then ease is faster, hence its name. Ease fast is literally just the same thing but faster. The smooth button is like, it just smooths out your animation. I know that's like duh, but it's like one of those things where you have to see it visually to get it. But like, I don't recommend using this often. I know it's like tempting, it's literally called smooth, but like, it can sometimes do things that you don't want. Each point you record in the timeline is called a keyframe. A keyframe tells the animation controller, hey, at this time the object should be here, and then yada yada yada. Motion is automatically filled in between all keyframes. This is called interpolation. So if you put a keyframe at point A, other keyframe at point B, interpolation does the rest, which is by the way what that line's for. So we're gonna make a door. Okay, I know this doesn't really look like a door, but man, that doesn't matter. So connect your door to the animation controller. Click on edit. And now obviously since this is a door, when we open it, you know the door is gonna be closed. So and we're gonna add a frame and we're gonna make it so the door is fully open. Okay, don't like overcomplicate this, okay? Just somewhere around there. There you go. As you can see for the line, you can see that it's rotating. Obviously play it back. That's good enough to me. No, my sweet spot is change this to ease. It's it. Yeah. Let's see what it looks like with smooth. There we go. I'm gonna make this shorter or longer. We do 2. Let's fire. Can interaction volume. Since again I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna. Oh my god. If you just get the gist of it, you know, unused or complete play. And I'm gonna make sure you configure this, turn this off. Then, well, then look at that. Hopefully I explained the, well, you know what I'm talking about. That's it for this tutorial. I will be doing part 2, part 3, whatever. I'll make other tutorials for animation. I swear I'll get to the art one soon. I swear. Anyway, my name's Bane, and go make something.